Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Hammer. I'm Toxic, and with me, like always, is Seb. How you going, Seb?
Yep, doing very well. Thank you very much.
And Savage. Savage, how are you? Excellent. Okay, so we got a relatively normal length show today. Again, we don't have the lab. We'll be doing a look at a certain video that was posted in the last week, so that'll be that. So we'll also be having a look at supplements and how we feel they affect the game, and we'll have Shamehammer, a hobby tip, and a unit of the week. But first off is Week in Review, where we talk about what we've done in the last week. So who wants to go first?
I'll do it.
Go on, Savage. Yeah.
Okay.
Now I gotta think of makeup stuff. I mean, yeah, I did stuff. Well, I got a Lehman Russ half put together and had a couple of games and half painted a Land Raider for my pre-RSC Thousand Sons. And bought some shelving for my garage to put my crap on.
Your brother finally won that argument to move your shit?
Sort of. I have like Warhammer all over the table, so it made it easier because now I just got all my tanks on the shelf.
Right.
So, win-win, I guess.
Okay. So, Seb.
Well, I was hoping to play with Savage today, but apparently his lists, he's not ready. He's not man enough to face me in the Planetary Empires arena. But then,
I hurt your feeling.
but also to balance that, I had a few games with you, and you were just trouncing me again and again and again, and just now as well. But
get used to that.
Yeah, that happens. I think I've beaten you once so far, and it was such a odd occurrence that you felt the need to post it.
I did.
But other than that, I haven't really done much modelling or painting this week, but that's kind of still getting back to full brain capacity, but hopefully getting back to some painting this week, and at least getting a few test models sorted.
Right, okay, cool. I have been working on commissions, working on the Death Corps of Krieg, painted another squad of them. I've been stripping some models for the mini wargaming commission that I'm working on. I have been working on this guy here, which is a commission that Seb actually got done. It's a Nurgle Hellbrute, which I've kind of been calling it the Plague Brute. So
it's beautiful, and technically, like, I made that happen. So I did that this week.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I've been up to. So yeah, and I've had to get some games with Seb as well. Played a little bit of Tau, but we'll talk more about Tau, in the main topic. But for now, let's go into news and rumors with Seb.
Oakley Dokie. So news and rumors this week. Frontline Games Las Vegas Open 2014 tickets are now going on sale. That's going to be on February the 7th to the 19th in Las Vegas, obviously. It's going to be a big, epic 3-day socializing and 40k fantasy, War Machine, Heavy Gear, Apocalypse, Malifaux, Horde, Zombie, Survival, Group Dinners, Pub Crawls, and all that stuff. And even a Beer Hammer 40k tournament, apparently. Does anyone know what Beer Hammer is?
No.
I don't.
No, not at all.
That sounds like we should look into.
I mean, Savage and I played Lunch Hammer, but our lunch included of alcohol, and it did not end well because we just started arguing about rules that we both knew the rules for, and we both were arguing about completely wrong versions of it. So, yeah. Generally, alcohol doesn't really go too well with Warhammer.
I can see that. Rules and delicate models.
Yeah. Most of the rules, I mean, you can play Vassal and not have a problem, really, I guess. But you still got those rules. But yeah.
And alcohol on the keyboard, always not good. No. So, in Black...
Do we want to know what Beer Hammer is? I pulled up some rules on a forum.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's multiplayer, 2-on-2 teams. You cannot use your teammates' war gear as your own. Locator beacons, icons. They played 15,000 points, 1,500 points, but it's optional. Just deployment. upkeep. At the beginning of your turn, one of your team members can take a shot, and your team functions as normally. However, if your team doesn't take a shot, no model on your team may move or assault this turn. Modified terrain. If you drink a beer, you may place the empty beer bottle on the table at the beginning of your team's turn. Effects are cumulative. The empty beer bottle counts as impassable terrain that blocks line of sight and cannot be destroyed. Objective. Kill points plain and simple with one simple modification. Every shot your team takes gains you 1 kill point. And that seems to be about it. And then they just ramble on about stuff.
That sounds pretty awesome.
That actually sounds kind of fun. I think we should probably try that sometime.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like double-headed giant. You're saying so it's like two players together, or it's just two playing each other.
It sounds like you have a team of two, yeah.
Yeah, so like double-headed giant in Magic the Gathering, but for Warhammer and alcohol.
Yeah, but we don't understand Magic the Gathering special games.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh dear.
Hey, no, I've played Magic. I've played the one where like everyone. I've done like a 5-player one where everyone has their different color and all that, and I've played one where you have like you're like king and they have like 2 knights and it's like a 3-on-3 one. So I've played it. I just don't know that one.
Okay, I've not played like that before. Just like deck on deck violence is normally.
Oh, that's the way
See,
I
look,
like it.
Savage just suddenly perked up.
Savage has played that one. Deck on deck violence.
Yeah, me and Kieran used to play that one all the time.
Yeah.
That was a bit magical.
Okay.
So that's what Beerhammer is, everybody. And so in Black Library news, they've had lots of digital fun releases this week. The new Endix Astartes is about Tech Marines. So if you fancy one of those, grab one of those. And the new Monitorum is Volcano Cannons. Has anyone bought all of these so far? You'd have thrown down some serious money in the last few weeks.
Yes, I have.
I want people to review them. I'm really tempted to buy one just to review one to see what they're actually like. So other digital stuff, a bunch of short stories that were previously in anthologies and exclusive Games Day stuff, but I'm sure some of these have also been in other things that are available, because I've definitely read some of these before. But Death of the Silversmith by Graham McNeil, Horus Heresy short story about one of the last Remembrancer meeting an unfortunate end, some lunar wolves. You've got Distant Echoes of Old Night by Rob Sanders, so a Death Guard chaplain dealing with some Imperial fists. You've got Lost Sons by James Swallow, which is some Blood Angels-y good times. And then you've got The Divine Word by Gav Thorpe. Again, it's going to be some Raven Guard heretical good times as well. And these were all in like Black Library Weekender anthologies and things before, and they're all available now to download from Black Library. Black Library are also doing uber crazy kind of bundle things that don't really seem to make a lot of sense to me or anyone that I've spoken to about them. So, for instance, we have got No Fear here. We have the complete experience, collecting every format of the Horus Heresy novel No Fear. So you get the exclusive hardback edition of No Fear. Now, surely this is everything you need at this point. But no, we're not finished yet. You also get the enhanced ebook edition of No Fear, the complete and unabridged MP3 audio, which is kind of awesome. So yeah, I can understand why you'd want the audio and the hardback. Why do you need an ebook? And then you get a full colour poster of the No Fear artwork, and then digital wallpapers for your PC, laptop, mobile device, if you didn't decide to stick the poster to your screen of your laptop. And that's £53.50 or $80.49 American. I don't know, guys, just throwing over to you, I don't understand why you need so many books. Why you book so you can book.
Yeah, let's buy the same book 3 times, and then let's get something that we can just Google image search.
But it is cheaper than the one-click collection.
Yeah, but at least the one-click collection, you're gonna use all that stuff. Like, you know, if you're buying a one-click collection, you're probably gonna use everything you get in it. If I brought that, I would read it on my e-reader, and then not touch anything else. Maybe the audio, but probably not. Better be a bloody good book.
It actually is, to be fair. So the next we have, there's another Horus Heresy limited edition novella. Yay! Scorched Earth. Some of these books are great. Some of these books have been a bit pants. The last one, Korak Soulforge, was a crushing disappointment. And yeah, so nearly 250,000 loyal Space Marines lost their lives on Isfahan 5 during the Drop Tank Massacre in a few hours. And yet the Iron Hands, Raven Guard, and Salamanders were slaughtered by those they called kin. The disappearance of their Primarch weighing heavily upon their hearts. Rastan and Eusebius of the 18th Legion are behind their fellow survivors and strike out in the Urgal Depression, their mission to find what, if anything, remains of the mighty Vulcan. So this is going to be leading up to Vulcan Lives, which we'll talk about in a moment. It's going to be a numbered and signed by the author, Nick Kime. It comes in a gloss dust jacket with the red salamander skin hardcover, probably very similar to the Promethean Sun type one they had for the original limited edition Promethean Sun, which is now available normally, remember, so this hopefully will come out normally at some point, and exclusive internal illustrations. So that's the new, Scorched Earth by Nick Kime. We might have a little bit more about that later, we shall see. And that leads into Vulcan Lives, which is the new proper Horus Heresy novel, which is available to pre-order, being released in August, £20 or $30. With the ebook being a little bit cheaper, $11.99 or $15.99, and the audiobook being £22 or $35. And so it's all about stuff going on with Vulcan being alive after all the sad times of the Salamanders on Isfahan. And the edition, this is the hardback edition there, because obviously all the Horus Heresy books are now coming up hardback first, so they can have the new legacy editions rather than the normal paperback, as they could be called. This also contains exclusive illustrations from Carl Richardson, as well as artwork by the editor. But again, it's going to be a couple of black and white, kind of cool, pretty sweet Warhammer monthly-ish type pictures, presumably like Korak Soulforge and the Marco Carath anthology. But we shall see. Promethean Sun has also gone onto audio. So from limited edition to normal book to audio as well. Good times. And the normal book, Fallen Angels, has gone to hardback edition. So if you wanted to pay a bit more than you paid for it last time, or if you haven't got it yet and you want to pay more, you can do that now. I feel a little bit, you can tell I'm a little bit jaded with the amount of money that Horus Heresy is costing all of us at the moment. In fantasy news, the Spanish Games Day Games Day exclusive model has been released. He is apparently a well-known explorer credited for discovery of Lustria in Warhammer Fantasy. He is basically Marco Colombo, who is essentially Columbus for fantasy. So that's fairly fun. Lizardmen. They have been available for pre-order today. We've got a few pictures of all the new things. There's a new 96-page full-color hardback Warhammer Army book with the artwork, background rules, and all that new good stuff. They're also doing like a lizardy skin special You Can't Bend It limited edition army book, because everyone needs to spend more money on army books as well. We've got the Warhammer Lizardmen Carnosaur, huge multi-pack kit for the makes one of the 4 possible massive centerpiece miniatures for the Carnosaur. You can make an Ublod on a Carnosaur, a Scar Veteran on a Carnosaur, Krog-Kar on a Carnosaur, or Troglodon with Skink Oracle.
Blue blah 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 bleep blue blue.
I would love to see it's closed captioned later. You didn't introduce us as 77.
Well, that's why I slowed it down, so no one got confused. If there's anyone out there that just loves our shows and watches it, and for some reason they're deaf and they have to watch it with captions, I really don't want them to think that you're one person named 77.
We're attached to the hip.
Yeah.
I would try and enunciate a little bit more.
Which one's the 7 and which one's the 7?
I'm 7. Seb is 70.
Yeah, he's the Sprite. I'm the Jack Daniels. So we also got the Lizardmen Pterodon / Ripidactyl Riders multi-part kit for the 3 Pterodons or 3 Ripidactyls. There's the Lizardman Bastillodon, which looks like a badass like Bulbasaur type chap. I kind of like him. There's a Skink Priest with new features and things, and there's also Gorok. We are not massively up on what fantasy stuff is, but he's a chap. He is what he is.
He's a chap
And,
with a big chap. He's
Yeah.
he looks like he's got a power fist. Yeah.
Power fist,
Wonder if he
like come
likes fish
fast
sticks.
like shield. I think lizard men do like fish sticks. And also there is the lizard men Tateko or Tateko, a skink priest on a palanquin. Now, following on from those models, there is the Lizardmen Auspicious Phalanx, and auspicious is definitely the right word if auspicious means batshit crazy. Weighing in at 330 miniatures, this monstrous one-click collection includes 250 infantry, 48 cavalry, 18 pterodons, 6 monsters, 7 heroes, a Slan mage priest, and just in case that's not enough, and this is the words of Games Workshop, we've even counted the crews of the Stegodons and Bastardons. Not for the fact that Carnosaurs come with the choice of Saurus on foot. Did we mention 6 blot toads? That all of this is an insanely like apocalypse-esque giant wonky collection for lizardmen at the right board price of $1,601.25, which is about 960 odd quid, or 2,000 Australian dollars.
Yeah, over 2,000.
I've already bought 3.
You want to know the worst part about this thing? Is that people have probably brought it already. There's people out there that would have brought that. Oh shit, I'm into Lizardmen. I don't want to miss this bundle.
It's just mad. Madness. But yeah. But there's also the one-kit collection for everything else as well, and there's a few other one-kit collections, and I see. Oh dear, is my microphone just gone?
Yeah, you cut out for a little bit there, and now you're back.
Hello?
Out of space.
Yeah.
My
yeah.
apologies, my microphone just went then.
Yeah, you cut out for a little bit, then you came back, and you're like, did my microphone just cut out?
Did my microphone just bloody cut out? It did all right? We good?
Are we good?
Sorry about that. Having slightly technical difficulties there with microphone. I do apologise.
Right, chaps.
Okay. So we're good to go?
Yeah, sorry, faulty microphones and stuff. We do like our technical difficulties. So yeah, that's Lizardmen Madness. Moving on to what else, unless you guys had anything else you wanted to say about Lizardmen?
Nope.
Okay, sorry, what else?
I guess I'll say that if there's anyone out there that is a Lizardman player and that they have the new codex, if they would like to come on next episode to talk more about the Lizardman rules, definitely hit us up.
That one fantasy player.
Yeah, that would be awesome. We would love to hear you on diceroot.tumblr. Get involved. So in What Else news, What Else have a massive update coming, and they will be fine in the current edition along with it. Expected to come late spring 2014. Some of what may be having is there can still be a very guerrilla tactics army, and skirmishers are very prevalent. There's a new giant treekin dual unit, some new stag monstrous cavalry units. They're going to be the best archers in the game, not very surprising. Dryads having abilities to manipulate enemy unit structure, which sounds rather interesting. New MPP with Wild Rider kit. New MPP War Dancer with War Watcher kit. War Dancers causing rank bonuses to work against an enemy. A new Hawk Riders kit. There's going to be more wizard spell slingers. Spells to manipulate the environment, including making a new grove of trees and causing enemy unit to enter combat with the ground or terrain, and having significant benefits to within woods for both stationary and moving. And tree units able to stay hidden in woods in wooden terrain. So awesome, lots of wood elfy stuff. And I was guessing it wouldn't be a bad idea to have Jamie on to actually get into some wood elf stuff when they actually do pop up in spring. On to 40k news, where we all feel a little bit more comfortable. The Apocalypse Gamers Edition is still available, so I think it's kind of saying Toxic. You might have to buy it at some point.
Maybe.
We shall see if it's still there next week. So there's
Maybe he's already
lots.
bought it.
I don't get paid for another like 2 weeks, so it's got to stay there for a little longer before I get it.
Not quite cooked yet. Okay, well, we have a bunch of supplement rumours, and we're going to be talking about supplements today. But yeah, here's some supplement rumours. So this is an update on why there's been some why there's the delays, because there was last week, and apparently now Games Workshop are using a third-party printing company and bringing on board a second printing company to do the soft covers. They don't want companies doing the same book or even the same type of book for consistency purposes. They don't want different companies doing it for consistency purposes. So there is a backlog, not to say that they're behind, apparently, but to say that there are printing priority of source books don't bump out codexes, which is kind of what we said last time.
If you don't have it even out for people to buy, it's not a backlog. It's delayed. If something hasn't even been released, it's not a backlog. It's delayed. If you had released it, sold, however many thousands of copies, and then you couldn't buy it, then I'd be like, okay, you got a little bit of a backlog. No, you don't have a backlog. You delayed it.
You heard it here first, folks. Toxic speaks.
I mean, Savage, would you agree with me there? I mean, come on,
Yeah.
you don't agree with me sometimes, but you gotta agree with me on that one.
I do.
So, yeah. Farsight, there appears to be some corrections and some errors in the digital edition. It appears that one of the characters in there has been given the wrong stat line. There's a few other things.
The wrong stat line.
Well, yes, he's got Riptide Battlesuit, but he's got stats for the broadside.
I think it's the other way around. It's the
Other way
correct
around.
stat line.
Correct stat line, wrong war gear. Well, they're not necessarily mutually exclusive, but yeah.
Well,
they would be for the character. I see what you mean.
Well, if he has a Riptide suit, it would increase his toughness. It would increase his strength, decrease his initiative. That's just kind of what the suit does, I guess. But
yeah.
But anyway, yes, it's correct stat line because we have seen it, and he is just meant to have the Iridium Crisis suit or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Awesome scenes. So the army-wide tale have preferred with orcs and stuff. There's a bunch of rules and warlord traits and things that we can get into a bit later. As far as elder supplements go, it looks like Biltan will be the ones coming after Lyandon, and Samhain coming after that. There looks like they're going to be some full-on labours of love for the people that are doing them. Slotting in, they're going to be slotting it in as and come, sort of on more of a when it's done release scheme rather than strict deadlines. This sounds like more and more excuses for why things are delayed. Nothing's delayed. We're just doing it this way, and then we'll bring them out when we feel like it. It's a very Microsoft type approach to things. So yeah, there's a lot going on, but there should be a lot more things coming next year, and as we keep going. Black Legion, we discussed this last week, but it definitely looks like it's going to be coming in August. It's in White Dwarf. Listed is going to be definitive background for the Black Legion, detailed timeline of major historical battles and events, additional rules to lead your Black forces in a Black Crusade, more miniature gallery, and reference for special stuff and war gear. Looks like we have another Tau supplement, this time for mercenaries. Now we were talking about this for a long time. We haven't talked about it for a long time, but it looks like there could be a Tau mercenaries looking specifically at Vespid and Crew HQ choices and non-Tau lists. So that's quite cool. It looks like it wasn't planned to be till Q1 till next year, and it will be along with possibly some of the Eldar stuff. So yeah, and there could also be some more released of plastic Vespid and Crew kits to go along with these. So keep your eyes peeled for those. And the kind of supplement release order we're working with at the moment, we've had Farsight Enclave, the digital released print coming in October, Black Legion digital in August, print in October or later than that, White Scars coming in September, presumably digital first, Raven Guard at some point this year. And then next year, Ultramarines Q1, Biltan Q1, Tau Marines Q1, Samhain quarter 2 or later, and Katachan maybe at some point. There are lots and lots and lots and lots of supplements being worked on. Orcs have got Speed Freaks and Freebooters being worked on. Space Marines, Ultramarines, White Scars, Raven Guards, Salamanders, and Imperial/Crimson Fists. Blood Angels have got Flesh Terrors. Sorry, does someone want to come in?
No, but I could say this just in: Games Workshop doesn't want your game to be balanced.
Yeah, they fooled us. They fooled us with the balance codexes.
Oh yeah, because if you actually buy everything, yeah, that could be kind of crazy. So yeah, Blood Angels, Flesh Terrors, Chaos Space Marines gonna have Emperor's Children, Death Guard, World Eaters, and Black Legion, as we already mentioned. Imperial Guard, Talon, Katachan, Steel Legion, Tyranids, Kraken. Interesting, no mention of Behemoth though, and a mention of Katachan Devil has come up a few times.
See,
Space Wolves. Sorry.
It's like, are these actual rumors, or is these just people being like, this could be a thing, this could be a thing? Like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to like take a shot at like your sources, but you know what I mean. It's like we can't get we can barely get a rumor on what the next codex is going to be. Yet people think that they know that there's going to be like. I mean, how many of you just said? Well, you're not even done, and you've probably said about 12 different supplements.
So was it 1, 2, 3, 4,
I would
5,
take
6,
this
7,
with a
8,
bag
9,
of
10,
salt.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Well, we 17 in total. That we haven't already mentioned before. The last one was Space Wolves 13th Company. Basically, it says that that this comes from a fairly an often fairly reliable source on 212. So we shall see, but apparently there could even be more coming.
I just question of how they
lots
know this much stuff when we can barely tell what the next codex is going to be. It's very questionable to me.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because it really just seems like people are like, oh well, these codexes seem to be the next ones. Oh well, what could the supplement be?
Yeah, just list every faction for every race, every army, and everything.
Anyway, let's finish the news and rumors so we can actually get into talking about supplements.
So, Space Marines. Looks like the codex coming in September. White Scars in the same month. Raven Guard to follow, and Rogue Marines coming a bit later, as we said. But it looks like there's going to be, regarding the large Terminators that rumours been going around, these models are described as being similar to aesthetic to the curving shapes of both Contemptor and Tau stealth suits. Bigger than current Terminators, but smaller than Dreadnought. And it's regarding the big kit rumours that have been going around, it's described as being the love child of an existing Dreadnought and a Contemptor, but enormous. It's also been described as a knight, with the following old epic images hinted at. Which we've got up there. We've got the knight errant there. Black Templars could also have their own Dreadnought, talking about the large, fully enclosed Dread Knight type thing. They could have their own specific Dread Knight version. Variant to the Black Templars. And then Forge World News, Imperial Armour Apocalypse is being worked on. The newsletter that came out a day or so ago, they glimpsed the Imperial Armour book coming out, and lots of fun stuff that's going to be in there. So yeah, and we've also got the Legion Mark II Despoiler Squad, and the Legion Mark III Despoiler Squad, and Legion Mark IV Despoiler Squad. So
that's a lot of despoiling.
A lot of despoiling. And Abaddon is nowhere near them, which is kind of crazy. All designed by Will Hayes.
You mean
and a
Ezekiel?
variety of close combat.
He still goes by his first name in this, doesn't he? In pre-heresy. No.
Well,
shut up.
Yeah,
Now.
but he's also not despoiling at that point. So yeah, all right.
Well, carry on.
If you want some despoilers, there's bear despoilers for you. All 32 English pounds, and slightly more exciting than despoilers, I think, in a way, much prettier, are the Sons of Horus Reaver Attack Squad. They've always epitomised the Sons of Horus as legions of war, heavily influenced by tactics used in the incessant tribal warfare on Chthoniya. Reaver units specialise in lightning swift assaults and maim and disable their foes. good times. All designed by Alfonso Giraldes and multi-part resin kits. And you got 5 bolt pistols, 5 chain axes, power fist, hand flamer, 5 helmeted heads, and 1 sergeant head. And these are all available for pre-order for the 2nd of August. And finally, the last 2 things, Fantasy Flight may well be releasing Blood Bowl, as Games Workshop don't seem to be doing it, just showing that the whole mystery box thing looks like it is very well likely not to be Blood Bowl anymore, and that would be consistently wrong for how many years in a row now? Every year. And finally, Chainsaw Warrior, Games Workshop's 80s board game back in the day, is coming back for iPad, iPhone, Android, and PC and Mac versions coming soon to follow. Epic chainsaw wielding, board gamey, Warhammer type fun, and Space Hulk is now up for pre-order on Steam, coming in 2.5 weeks for $30. And that brings us to the end of the rumours.
Okay, let's look at our main topic. Our main topic is supplements, and we're not going to go into too much detail about rules because, if you want rules, you can find them somewhere. But our kind of our main topic is just how we find that they're affecting the game. Obviously, they're a huge part of 40k right now, as you can hear in the rumors. There's plans for 17 different supplements, and I could think of a whole bunch more if I was gonna tell some rumors. It's
Ooh.
I'm not taking a shot at Seb. I'm taking a shot at these people that, like exactly what I said before. It's like, how do you know this stuff when we can't even tell what codexes are coming out? But anyway,
They just make it so.
yeah, okay. So, Savage, you've said some stuff about supplements in the past. Let's start with you first. Make sure Seb can't interrupt you.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
So Savage, supplements, thoughts. What do you got for us?
I don't know. Some are good, some are bad, I guess. Like,
There's
some-
2, so when
Well,
there's
I'm
2
talking
that have
about-
been released.
yeah, and they're both pretty for me. I did like the eye engine for the Eldar, but I don't know. I haven't really bothered with the Tau, but I didn't bother with their codex either, so it's just a biased opinion.
So, in your biased opinion, it's good or bad for the game?
Probably not that good for the game, or for your wallet either.
Why is that?
But I don't know, because you have a codex full of rules, and then this just uses like the best of both. Like me, when I used my 3rd and 4th edition Chaos Codex.
Well, you do. Okay, let's try and. When you play like a video game, do you enjoy getting DLC and added to it? Do you getting a different class or a different character that you don't normally get in the game?
I suppose.
I mean, it's like you pay extra, you get a little bit more. For instance, we're both subscribed to Star Wars Online, right? Well, what's it called now? Old Republic, yeah. You could go free, but then you're not going to get something, so you pay extra, you get a little bit more. Isn't that kind of the same thing? Same idea?
It's the same idea.
You don't have to do it. You don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, but it's still completely different to...
Well, what do you mean by you getting the best of both things, though?
Well, because you get pretty much the codex of Eldar, and then plus more that you can't get in the Eldar codex.
Kinda. I mean, at least in the Tau one, they do limit you on some things you can get. You can't get the named character Ethereal, and you can't get Shadow Sun. Also, whenever a model has the opportunity to get a bonding knife, they have to get a bonding knife. They also have gotten rid of the signature systems that you can get in the Tau Codex, and the Farsight one has its own signature systems. And from what I can hear, they're not that great. It sounds like the Tau ones are definitely a lot better. You can't get... Yeah, basically like War Gear, they changed the Warlord traits, and again, from what I hear, the Warlord traits aren't as good. But then you do get some things. You get a few more, like I said, signature systems. You get some war gear. You get the ability to take, crisis suits as troop, even though that is somewhat limited, but not really. You get some extra named characters that you can make, like a little Farsight Death Star commander unit. So you are getting extras, but at the same time you are kind of losing some things, and at least with the Talon, some of the things aren't as good as just the regular old Talon. And it kind of makes sense for me. If you got this guy, he goes away from the main army and kind of starts his own army. He's not going to have as good a war gear because he's not going to have the resources to put towards it, or at least that's how I see it. Seb, you've been quiet for a while. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I was really excited, and then you were like, "It's all going to be a bit OP and not good."
Mm-hmm.
So like, I want to get this clear. If you're using, like, say, Leander or Farsight, you can only use that. You don't use the Codex.
You use the Codex, in the sense that you use the Farsight or the whatever Iandin, is that what it's called? Supplement, and then it'll say things like, I haven't read one, but it should say things like, you can use like Fire Warriors and stuff, but you would just refer to the original Codex. For instance, when I started Space Wolves, they had a 3rd edition supplement Codex to the Space Marine one, and it would say things like, can take a Power Fist, refer to Codex Space Marines.
Mm-hmm.
So you use them together. Yeah.
So, but my only thing would be, what about when all the Space Marines come out? Like, surely you'd have to pick a Legion or a chapter. I mean, like that's when it would get crazy. If you could just take all the best things from all the Space Marines and just be like, we're Death Watch or something like.
Well, it would be like it would be like they release the Space Marine Codex. They have some named characters for different chapters that are not going to get a supplement. And then you would get the supplement, say, salamanders, and there'll probably be a rule saying you cannot, like, these are the only HQs you can take, named HQs, and it'd be like Vulcan, right? And then, but then you'd also be able to take, if you wanted to, go to the Space Marine Codex and take a Liberian. You could probably make your own captain, get a chaplain, but that stuff wouldn't be in the supplement because it's the same, Or,
but see, that sounds fine to me.
Yeah,
like that sounds great. That doesn't sound like going to make OP too much.
And then there might be a rule saying, like, I mean, I'm not saying that will be, but there might be a rule saying, like, salamanders can't take plasma guns; they can only take melter and flamer, or like, or it might be a rule saying, like, when a Space Marine has the option to upgrade to a flamer, you have to do it, kind of thing. At least that's what I haven't really looked too much into the Eldar one, but I've had a lot of looking into the Tau one. Just from the rules and stuff, because I'm not paying for the electronic version. I'll pay for the hardback. It seems like that. Like, you get extras, but you are also limited at times. And but like I said in the news and rumors, it's not always going to be, fair. It's not always going to be balanced. Just because you're releasing all this content, that is difficult to balance.
Right. So just you're saying there's the volume of it.
Yeah,
it's going to cause the issue.
What I want to know is, like, they're rumored to be doing, like, heaps of, like, legions and chapters and stuff. What's the point of having, like, the plain old Codex then, if they're just going to have, like, a supplement for every... Like,
but they're not going to have a supplement for everyone.
Yeah, but we got 17 rumored ones already.
Yeah, but the Space Wolf one is the rumor was 13th Company. If I don't want 13th Company, I'll take the Space Wolf one. Just the regular old one. Like, if you want to have Shadow Sun, you're not going to use the Farsight Codex. I mean, the Farsight.
No, but I mean, like, the whole, like, fucking, like, salamanders or white scars and stuff. That's like a whole army. There, like, you're getting in the Chaos one. It's like Black Legion.
It's not going to be a whole army though. It's just going to be
Black Legion. Yeah, I know it's going to be.
Honestly, in the supplements, there's like 2-3 pages of rules, and that's it. They don't really change much. They add maybe a unit, they add some war gear. They changed your warlord traits. They give you a couple of army rules, and the rest of it is exactly the same as the Codex, just with some fluff.
Yeah, bunch of
Why
stuff.
don't they-
Because there's
why don't they
the fluff that makes people now.
Why don't they consolidate like all the codexes into one and then just have a supplement for like every army? Considering that they're going to do like half the armies already.
Because they're not going to make as much money if they do that.
Yeah,
It's what they're thinking of doing for fantasy.
Plus, can you imagine how expensive that would be if the supplements are going to be like $40, and then they have like just one huge book for every supplement? You know, you're looking at well over $100. I don't want to pay that much if I only want one supplement. I mean, at the end of the day, they're supplements. You don't need to buy them. If you don't want to buy them, if you think they're too expensive, then you're not going to buy them. I mean, if you play Chaos, if they came out with you play World Eaters. If they came out with a World Eaters supplement, you're going to want it because it's World Eaters. And that's who it's made for. It's made for those people that, a Tau player who plays a Farsight army. It's made for him to go out and buy it. It's made for for that type of player to go out and buy it. Unfortunately, you will get those players that'll see the good rules in there and will only buy it for that rule. But you're going to get that no matter what.
It's just adding depth and more fluff and more just more of everything, and I think that's the nice thing about it.
So,
it's completely optional, isn't it? Like that's the thing. At the end of the day, as long as you got your codex with your base start, if you want to get more in depth and more specific and more fluffy and more ruly and stuff like that, that's the way forward. But I don't see myself getting any other than specific chaosy ones that I would want for the time being.
I mean, Savage, if they did bring out a World Eaters 1 supplement, would you get it?
No.
Why is that?
Because it wouldn't make sense.
Why?
Because there is no such thing as World Eaters anymore.
Well, yeah, is World Eaters war bands?
Yeah.
Like war bands. That's what, like...
So that's
but...
Who does Khan
the war
lead,
bands
then?
will have specific characteristics and rules and things, but they don't have to be a chapter or a legion or anything still.
Yeah, so if you were getting a supplement that came up with something, and they didn't really add anything, but it said like... I don't know off the top of my head, but there was like a special rule that would replace a rule, in the Chaos Codex for like an army-wide rule. They made all your guys more bloodthirsty or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it gave them a rule that everyone has rage, but they can't shoot if they're within charging range. Something like that. Just a completely fluffy rule. It gave everyone, in your army that, a few other things, a few other war gear options.
Like getting lost to the nails or something. Like maybe a random chance of them just losing their minds.
And it changed like all the warlord options to more corn-based options. You wouldn't buy that?
Maybe, but still,
you would buy it. You would, because that's your army. It's made for you.
I would buy it, and it's not my army.
It's made for you. It's made for those players that play World Eaters.
But there's no. It just doesn't make sense to be called World Eaters when there is no World Eaters.
There is World Eaters.
There isn't.
There is. When the Legion breaks up, they would still have a war band that would call themselves the World Eaters. That's why you paint it. That's why you have your shoulder pads. What's the point of doing that? It's crazy. There is.
It doesn't necessarily mean faction or craft world or legion or chapter. It just means a bunch of guys or gals or aliens or whatever post-humans that have certain traits together that you can like. Do you mean it just does like I? What are you talking about? You need it. We'd have to club together and get it for your birthday or something.
That's who was even going to come out. The one I don't understand is the Black Legion one.
Yeah, that's what pissed me off, is the Black Legion one.
Well, apparently all of them piss you off. It doesn't matter if they made a World Eaters one or a Black Legion one, it's still going to piss you off. But the Black Legion, there's no such thing as Black Legion.
But Games Workshop is shit, but I still love this hobby.
I do. Why do you still play? You like Games Workshop?
No.
Well, then why are you still playing? Well, apparently you don't play because you can't make a list anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh dear.
I just want to go to bed.
Then go to bed.
Toxic was determined to have a much happier Saturday this Saturday, but it's just not happening.
No. So, any final words on supplements before we go out of control here?
Yes, the Black Legion one and things seem a bit possibly pointless, but if it's going to add depth, and it's going to add colour, and it's going to add options, it's going to add rules, and you don't have to get it, then they just sound like a great idea. But if you can start picking and choosing and really start making things crazy later on, that's going to be a bit depressing if they don't balance them. But we shall see.
Black Legion supplement, you could take everything in the Chaos Codex.
Yeah, I don't understand it. That's the whole point of Black Legion, is that you're generic Chaos guys. Why do they need a supplement? That's the whole point of them.
Because bringing out the character a bit more, though.
Character of what? What's their character? Their character is that they're generic. Is that not?
But the character is that they are the largest formation of Chaos Space Marines under Abbey D.
And you can already see that in the Chaos Codex. They can take squads of 20. You know, like, what are they going to add to it? That's what I want to know. Is like
Ultramarines are the friggin' largest bloody Space Marines chapter. It's the same thing.
I think Space Wolves would be the largest Space Marine chapter. But yeah.
Well, like they were something because they got like fucking the 2 missing companies or whatever.
Oh yeah, they were, and then Adeptus. Codex Astartes told them no. You can only have 1,000, no more, no less.
Yeah.
No more, no less.
Fucking false emperor shit.
I just say this now. Pretty much, if the Chaos, the Black Legion one, and if the World Eaters one, I would be both getting them just because I would like the more depth and the more rules, and that's just the point. Like, because you could say like all Eldar are Eldar. Every craft world is the craft world. They're all contained within the Eldar Codex.
No, I get that.
Why bother going into it more?
I get that, but it's just Black Legion in particular is that their whole thing is that the generic poster boys of the Chaos Codex. Like, the Chaos Codex is basically Black Legion. Then you get your supplement to turn that codex into a more, themed towards like World Eaters or Emperor's Children or something like that. It'd be like having your Space Marine Codex and having an Ultramarine supplement. It's kind of crazy, but I mean, it's not necessarily a negative thing, because, like, sure, you're getting more stuff to put into it. You don't have to get it. But at the same time, it's like they could have spent that time on a more unique. Wouldn't it be better for them to spend their time on a Black Legion one and making a more unique kind of one of the other legions, like World Eaters or Emperor's Children or something like that. That's my problem with it. It's like they've already have their codex. Like, the Black Legion is basically the Chaos Codex. They could have spent their time on a supplement that would have just added a lot more to another, to Iron Warriors. Like, wouldn't it be better to have an Iron Warriors one that lets you have like 4 heavy support choices and only 2 fast attack, and let you take a Basilisk in there? Like, I just think that would have been time, better spent than getting a Black Legion one. I think Savage, you could agree with me there.
Yeah, well, like this is what's got me like anti-friggin' buddy supplements is the Black Legion one, because it's just like pointless and stupid. Like, even if you did like World Eaters, Emperor's Children, Death Guard, and buddy Thousand Sons, they're all like in the codex that you could make an army from already, because you can get like your fucking HQ who's got one of them marks and then makes all that elite choice in our troop, so you got them all for your army. Like, if they were going to do supplements for Chaos, do like
Iron Warriors,
Night Lords, the ones that they haven't explored yet. Don't
definitely
do things that are already there.
No, I definitely agree. If you're going to spend your time making a supplement, go for one of those ones that... But they're not doing that because they're doing the ones that are going to make money.
Exactly. They're testing the water.
As if Night Lords didn't make money. You get a HQ
It wouldn't
that
make
makes,
as money
like,
as Black Legion.
Totally, yeah. And that's why they haven't done like Shadow Sun and Herblot or on the other sets before Farsight is the most popular. Like,
I mean, it's unfortunate because I mean, I really don't think Black Legion needs one. They have their one. It's called the Chaos Codex.
What can they get that's
Yeah.
like, what else could they have?
there could even be like models coming if like for some of these supplements at some point, like that sort of was mentioned at some point in the rumors. Like,
But I mean, what type
You
of
never know.
rules would they change for Black Legion? That's exactly what I want to know. Is like, what would they change to make it more Black Legion?
doesn't that make it a little bit exciting? It makes it quite exciting. Like it can make it
No.
somewhat exciting for me.
No, because it means
No?
they're just pulling stuff out of their ass. If there's nothing that's definitely clear on what we need, like if you were making like if Blood Angels didn't have a codex, and they're like, oh, Blood Angels codex is coming out. It's like, oh, well, what are we gonna add? Rules for jump packing guys. Let's make more specialized jump packs. And I mean, for like Night Lords, for example, if they made a Night Lord supplement, we can all kind of get an idea of what rules it's gonna be. It's gonna make jump packs troop. You're gonna work around those jump packing rules. But if we're sitting here like, well, what are they going to do for Black Legion? What rules would they add to it? It means they're just creating more stuff. They're not using the fluff in the background that they already have. They're just dumping more stuff on to the Chaos Codex, which already got updated recently with more stuff. It's, expand on other stuff. Don't add new stuff when you have people out there wanting Iron Warriors, wanting Night Lords.
You know what would be interesting for Night Lords as well is if they gave them, like, everyone, like, the Fear special rule.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If they did that, I mean, Seb, can you not see it from that kind of perspective? It's like,
I totally can, but at the same time, I think if they're expanding on the fluff and they're expanding on the history and they're going into that more detail, then the rules could naturally come from that
right.
as well.
What more fluff do you want? You've got like 20 something books in the Horus Heresy that's like,
Which the loads are barely about the Black Legion. Like, they're not about the Black Legion at all.
Yeah, I don't
first
know. Well,
three
I guess
are.
we'll have to see, and then we'll have this debate again. I think this is the most heated debate we've kind of had on the Hammer that has actually involved everyone. And everyone has different opinions on it. I mean, I really think the Black Legion one... Again, I'm not going to be... It's not a bad thing that they're going to get it, but I really think they could have done it for someone else.
of course it's a bad thing they're going to get it. Everyone's already got their armies painted in Black Legion after the Codex came out.
I think that's the point, is that now
But-
those people are going to spend money and get the Black Legion supplement. It's a money grab.
I'm not paid Black Legion, but
It's
Shut up, Sam.
Okay, let's move on to Shamehammer, where we all throw
If
each
you want
other under the
fluff, read a
bus.
book.
So here we go. We're going into Shamehammer, where we all vote each other up there. No. Seb, I believe you have one for this. I have one too.
yes,
So
I do indeed. So, as I mentioned in the rumours, that Scorched Earth by Nick Kime is the new limited edition Horus Heresy novella that's coming out. Limited, only available this week, a week from yesterday. Now, going back to 2012 February, on Nick Kime's site, he said he went through a big list of all the things he was working on at the time, and at the bottom of that list was Scorched Earth, and he said this was not going to be a limited edition novella. And then, lo and behold, it is. And I happened to be on Twitter when he tweeted saying, "Oh, look, come and get it, the new limited edition novella." So I said to him, just curious, but and then quoted his saying that it wasn't going to be a limited edition, and he said, "Not quite. It will actually be. It's not a limited number. As long as you order it this week, you're guaranteed to get a copy." Now, he answered my question. He answered it very quickly. He didn't really answer it very honestly, or he tweaked it ever so slightly. So yeah, so that
I
was
think I have a copy of that, don't I?
I think you do. Yes.
I'm looking for it now. I forgot to put it up there. Do you know the file off the top of your head?
Why?
The-
Seb, why are you
no,
complaining
no.
about this though? It adds more background and more fluff.
Scorched Earth, Nick Kime. That's what it's called. Well, I'm complaining about the fact that the marketing strategy and the fact that one thing has been said and another has happened, and also the fact that, like we've seen Promethean Sun's now come out in audio drama and audiobook and normal format. So I will just wait because I'm sorry, like Gav Thorpe, I love you dearly. Like the Eldar series are amazing. Raven's Flight was amazing. But your Horus Heresy stuff since Raven's Flight has been a crushing disappointment. Deliverance Course was meh, and then Korax Forge was a waste of my money. And I'm selling it now, so hopefully getting my money back. But yeah, it adds stuff, but I can wait for it.
I can't find the one where the picture that. Did you send me the picture of the copy of the tweets that you did?
I'm sure I did, but it's like I've said what it said. Like
yeah. Well, anyway, we have a video for it anyway, so let's play that, shall we?
We could indeed.
Oh, that's... yeah, there we go. Okay.
By this time, Isfan 5 is unrecognisable. It's become a hell on earth. The battlefield is strewn with bodies. Space Marines swing from gibbets on burning hilltops, and the remnants of the once loyal, shattered legions scramble for survival. Two of those survivors are salamanders, legionaries who are desperate to find their Primarch Vulcan, but hunted by kill squads, harried at every single turn, they are desperate to do something of meaning before their time is finally up.
It sounds pretty interesting.
I
At least.
really want it. I really want it. I really wish we hadn't watched that video.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I mean, I'm not gonna get it, but I mean, do you think it's one of those situations where like he said something, and then Black Library's like, yeah, that's not the case, and then he's just not allowed to own up to it. Like he's not allowed
completely.
to. Like, he's not allowed to go.
I'm not trying to be a dick, and I'm not trying to say that he's a dick. Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a dick, and I'm not trying to say he's a dick, but I'm putting him Shamehammer because he's a dick.
Well, no, like no. I know.
No,
I see. Like, yeah, it's definitely a Games Workshop Black Library influenced decision, isn't it? Like every author wants to make money, but wants everyone to be able to read their books. Like at the end of the day.
2 minutes ago, Seb was punching this guy in the face. Now he's sucking his dick.
I'm just backtracking just in case I do buy it, and then like I don't feel so shameful because it looks really exciting now, and I'm gonna want to read Vulcan Lives, and but just be careful what you say. Don't you should never make such big empirical things about things that are so far in the future. That's the thing of the thing, isn't it?
And if come on,
and also,
you know who you're writing for.
Yeah, if he'd said like I know. I said that, and I kind of been told that that's not happening, or that's what's happening now. Like, oh, hands up! Like that would have been a bit better.
No, definitely.
That's all I'm saying.
Anyone else got anything for Shamehammer, Savage? Oh wait, no, we do, don't we? We got these things.
Yeah,
we got these.
Buttermint stealth suits.
Yeah, these we found on eBay, and they are stealth suits. Now they're meant to be like, in stealth suits, but obviously it's pretty clear that these are just
Buttermintals.
Some guys recast a stealth suit model, the old stealth suit model, and then filled it with this horrible resin. And yeah, they look like Buttermintals. If anyone doesn't know what a Buttermental is, it's basically a throat lozenge or a cough drop. And it's the color, exact same color of that, about half the size of the base on those models there. And they also come in green.
They come in green.
They come in green.
That was my first question when I saw them. Can I get those in green, please?
Why would you not just make them in clear resin? Doesn't that make more sense for a stealth suit? Or do you just see these like orange like blobs floating towards you?
No, they double as a throat lozenge.
So not to mention, do they look horrible? It is definitely illegal. Definitely illegal.
Yeah.
Because they're just straight up casts of the Tau stealth suits from Games Workshop.
Yeah. Definitely. And
Just
it looks
really shocking.
it looks quite good when you've just got like the antennas and the top of the gun and the legs, but then when you have like the more solid piece, they go this really yucky green or orange, depending on the product.
They are beautiful, aren't they?
But yeah. Savage, do you have anything?
I wonder how they taste.
Wait, anything else for Shamehammer?
No.
I'm guessing that I might be Shamehammer next week when I've grovelled back to Nick High with Boy's book.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to put Savage and his list building mojo in today.
Because have you like let's have the official word here and now. Have you abandoned the Planetary Empires campaign? Have you given up or not?
I'm on hiatus.
Let's hear more about this like list building. Lost my mojo. What has actually happened?
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
I just make a list and I look at it and it just looks like shit.
Fair. I definitely understand the feeling.
Like it's just frustrating. So I don't know.
So no, I definitely understand where you're coming from. I just don't think I've had it. I mean, it takes me like maybe like a 2-3 list to kind of break that. But so everyone.
I'm up to like 5.
Yeah, 5 and 5 losses kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe it's because I need like a Black Legion supplement or something.
Go. Honestly, try making a Black Legion army list and see if that helps.
So anything chaos, really, right?
Yeah. No, I'm being totally serious. Like, just don't worry about restrictions on fluffiness and just make a list out of anything and everything that chaos has, and see if that helps.
But on top of that, I like where Black Legion is on its way. I would, and also to help you get your mojo going again, I want you to make the fluffiest Black Legion, the biggest, fluffiest, most Black Legion list that you can come up with from the Chaos Codex, and then we can compare that in like a few weeks or months' time when the Black Legion one comes out, and we'll see how much more Black how much more Black Legion-y the Black Legion are than your Black Legion list from the Codex.
Actually, let's do it then. Let's do everyone do that. That's like some the Hammer homeworks right now.
Okay.
We'll make a Black Legion list. What we feel is a fluffy Black Legion army.
I really don't like the Black Legion at all.
But you like Abaddon.
I like his stats and his rules and his name. His name is pretty cool.
ABD.
Yeah, Ezekiel.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The Black Legion as a whole is just.
So you're gonna put the Black Legion supplement on for the Shamehammer?
I'll put it on if it actually comes out.
Okay.
I'm not gonna put it as a rumor because it's a rumor at the moment.
So voting. Seb. You there, Seb? Nope.
Seb, are you there? We seem to have lost Seb at the moment.
Fine then, Savage. What's your vote going to? What?
Seb's technical difficulties.
Okay.
Yeah.
My voting is going towards the Tau stealth suits.
Yeah, no, that's my serious vote. But
The
I was
stealth
just laughing
suits.
at Seb. Yeah,
Okay.
because they just look stupid.
Seb, you with us now? No?
His vote doesn't matter anyway.
Clap twice
Right.
if you hear us.
I'm back. Sorry, I'm dropping my headphones into tea earlier was not a good idea.
So what is your vote for this week?
I'm going to vote for Savage like a bitch because we were supposed to play today and he bitched out on me.
Get
Okay.
a cock up your bum, alright?
Well, the Tau stealth suits have won it 2-1. And since I haven't done the hammer noise in a while, I suppose I should probably do it. But yeah, so here we go, the hammer. Okay, so there we go. So next up, what's next up? Oh no, this is what we have next. Is Unit of the Week. Unit of the Week comes to us from, I guess, just Tumblr in general. I mean, everyone's probably seen this on Tumblr. But we have some. It's not necessarily a unit because none of us really know what the this model can really do on the battlefield. But here we go. We got some conversions from the what's this thing called? Lord of Skulls?
Lord of Skulls, yeah.
Not the Lord of Battle.
We thought it was called Lord of Battle, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lord of Skulls.
So this one obviously Defiler, legs, Lord of Skulls, torso. Savage, what are your thoughts on this?
That looks alright. The body still looks a bit like chunky for the
Mhm.
legs, but like it's not too bad.
Yeah, if I had the money and I was doing a corn army, this would be it.
Yeah, that'd be my Defiler. So
Yeah. Seb, thoughts?
For the Crab Lord by fail is epic. It's not my favourite of these that are coming up, but it does look pretty cool.
Okay, so here we go. The Slanesh one. Thoughts
So
on
that's
this?
the Lord of Excess.
Seb,
Yeah,
you can go on
compared
this
to
one
what people-
first.
I've got to say I really like this one. I really like the weathering and just the whole crazy Slanesh factor of it. How do people feel about specific units and things being moved from one god to another? Like, I kind of like them, but I just wonder what the people generally feel about them. 'Cause
Here's the thing about Apocalypse, is that you don't really have to even have this in a Chaos Army. Technically, you don't even have to do that. You could have a Baneblade and a Terranid army if you wanted to. Sure, it might be a bit hard explaining it, but you could say, it's a Genestealer cult run,
yeah.
So technically, you wouldn't even have to bring this in a Chaos Army. You could bring it, in any army and just kind of convert it to your own means. So I don't think people are going to really care too much since it's an Apocalypse unit. Maybe if it was, in a regular army, maybe. I mean, Savage, you're a Chaos player. What are your thoughts on that?
Not really fussed by it, I guess.
But no, what are your thoughts on, people taking one god unit and converting it to another god, though? Does that make you angry?
Not really.
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, go on.
I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I had something and it just gone.
Yeah. I mean, personally, the model to me looks very top heavy. I like the idea of it. No, I like the other one definitely better. The Defiler looking one.
I like the
Definitely.
placement of the cannon, especially for Slanesh.
Yeah. It's an odd one.
Yeah,
So
I don't
Is
know.
Is that almost like a fortification? Because it doesn't look like it can move.
that's kind of what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, it's
Who knows? Who cares? Moving on.
yeah. It's
We got
Slanesh, not
the
important.
Leo Strut one. That's what it
Leo
looks like
Strut?
to me. Leo Strut, Leonardo
Oh,
DiCaprio, the Leo Strut.
Yeah,
That's what it looks
Yeah.
like to me. This strutting beast. I said the one on the tank on like the tank body looks ridiculous, to me this one also looks kind of ridiculous. You give him legs and he still looks just as ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the legs just look too chunky. The whole thing's just really fat. He should be Nurgle because he's just like fucking.
It does look goofy. Seb, what are your thoughts on this one?
It's the proportions. Like you said, the legs are just so thick and huge, and with the head being so small, it kind of looks crazy. But so this is Walking Lord of Skulls from GW Cardiff. But it's not
don't
what
think
I like massive as it is, but as this, I like it even less. Unfortunately,
I don't think it's the head that looks the weirdest. I think it's the arms. Like, you look at even the arms compared to the body. The arms are really like skinny.
Yeah, it looks like he just cut his own hand off as well.
Yeah,
Like, it looks like he's it looks like he's going like this. I don't know if you saw it yet, but that's what it looks like.
I see it now.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
looks like.
Yeah.
It looks like he's like cut his own hand off, or he's like pulled his hand up into his sleeve. But that's not this person's conversion. That's just that kind of that's the gun in general. But I think it looks even funnier when you have it on with legs. But yeah. So moving on to the next one.
or a bit like Krang from Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
So this one is some sort of winged kind of leg. It's got legs and wings and a shield, and I like the shield idea. I like the axe. I don't see how this thing can fly. I mean, that's kind of... I like it. It looks kind of like a Transformer to me, though.
To me, it looks more like friggin' Power Rangers on steroids. Like when all they're like friggin'.
Yeah,
what
I
are
can
they?
see that, yeah. Like they join together.
I forget what they call it. They're morph, whatever. Yeah, they join together, but then it's like jacked up on steroids and evil.
Seb, your thoughts on this one?
So this is the King of Skulls by Isotope 99999. I like the paint scheme and stuff. It's pretty cool. The rusty fiery thing going for similar to the Corn Demon stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's just a bit too much going on.
Yep.
I think
take the wings off and it might even look a little bit better.
Yeah, there's something with the shield and the wings that clash for me.
I mean, I'm definitely not, like, all these conversions are good. I'm definitely not saying that, but we are kind of judging kind of what we like as the best one, and not that one for me.
Oh yeah, they're a million times better than anything I could ever do, but yeah.
So,
Each alright.
next one we got this Nurgle looking one right here. Not much has changed except kind of the axe is definitely changed. Thoughts on this one? Seb, I'm guessing this is your favourite, so we'll go with you first.
Yeah, it really is my favourite. So the Lord of Decay here, they're just like it's still the base model, which is still not a model that I'm a huge fan of, but just look at that rusty mechanical axe. Like, that is beautiful. Like, even on its own, just the way the axe has been put together, I really like that, and just the weathering on it and just the mankiness of it is just really quite nice. But I don't know why it's just white. Like,
it looks half finished to me if you look at the axe handle, and if you look at the tanks in the back, they're just black. It looks like they've yet to be painted.
Okay, yeah.
But also I
is
think
the Death Guard.
yeah, it's the Death Guard, kind of like the original paint scheme that they had.
But why would the Death Guard do an original paint scheme for
something that is clearly post-heresy?
Yeah.
Yeah. The way I kind of look at Death Guard is that they never change their color scheme. It's just
it's just
the
them
green
rotting.
and goo and yuck stuff and grime is just built up on it. But I
That's
think
blood with the word bearers.
yeah, but yeah, I like this one, and personally, I think the model itself, the base model, really does lend itself more to a Nurgle look than a Khorne look. You know, you got the tanks on the back. It just it looks better as a Nurgle guy to me. I mean, Savage, I don't know if you're going to agree because you are definitely a Khorne fan.
I reckon that one it does go better with Nurgle. Like if you look at like the Plague Hulk from Forge World as well, that's like Defiler with like the Plague Father guy on top, and this is like the same kind of thing. Like you got the tanks on the back. Like all you really need to do, don't even really need to do it, but what you could do is like just green stuff the arms so they're more like flesh.
Yeah.
Like or like flesh is like coming off of it and stuff.
Yeah. To make it more like a demon.
Yeah, so make it look kind of like the Plague Hulk thing.
Yeah, definitely. Seb, any last words on this one?
No, I'm just excited about. I want to see Savage do something like that with make some kind of plague, Lord of Plagues.
So we're gonna go to one of my favorite ones here, the Cornado. I love that one. I love this one. And Savage, you said this is being used as a demon prince?
Yeah, I saw it because I like the Facebook page for that Games Workshop that it's from, and they said that it's a count as demon prince.
I love it. I would love that to be my demon prince. That's awesome. It works for me, I reckon. I know a lot of people probably aren't going to like it, but that works for me.
I reckon you could even like instead of having like the flame, have it more of like blood,
right?
Kind of thing. So it's like being like summoned.
Like the end of Blade.
Yeah.
I cannot remember, but yes.
Seb, what's your thoughts on the Cornado?
Everyone is loving the conjunct. I can't even speak now. Conjunctive, however you say it. Conjunctive. The putting together of words and the word tornado at the moment is very popular, and this really feeds into that epically. But it looks wonderful, and it does look like it's coming out of a very nice portal glyph or something. So, it's a cracking concept, and it's awesome.
Yeah. I really like it. That's one of my favorite ones. I think the Defiler one is definitely my favorite. Although it would look better to me if it was the brass scorpion body.
Yeah. I like the tornado.
It looks less ridiculous. Sorry, Savage.
Yeah, I reckon even if you like took that, give it like instead of having that stupid stump for a hand, give it like a demon prince hand. If it's the right scale, because I haven't seen this in person yet, so I don't know how big it.
I have. It's not as big as it looks. It's a lot smaller than it looks. You could also give it. Do I have it around here? I probably don't. It's Oh, there it is. Can I reach it? Yeah, there we go. Let me go back to my screen. You could even give it this guy here.
Give us a sec. I got good old Australian internet. Yeah, like that hand.
Yeah, you could give it that pretty easy. I think that would fit as well.
Yeah, or you could even just add wings to it. Like from somewhere, use like the Terrorgeist wings because they look sweet, or the winged hive tyrant.
Yeah,
wings. Just adding wings to it would make it look cool.
Yeah. So votes for favorite. Got Seb, what's your favorite one? Obviously the Nurgle one.
Well, yeah, probably the Nurgle one, but this one definitely a close second. Because the thing is, it's less ridiculous looking than the actual model, which I think is ridiculous in itself.
Savage, favorite one.
I don't know. I like the tornado one, but for like the model for like what it's actually meant to be like representing, I'd probably go like the Nurgle one.
Right.
Yeah,
I like the Defiler one. I think the Defiler legs are a little bit too small. If it was on a brass scorpion, I would have definitely voted for that. But I'm gonna have to go Cornado.
Well, here's the thing: that what you could do if you were rich, something, you could get the Lord of Skulls thing, right? And then you take the top half and make it the Demon Prince Tornado thing, and then you keep the lower half, and you buy the Plague Hulk from Forge World, because it's just like the top half, and then you just put that onto there.
Right.
So then you get 2 models out of it,
That sounds
essentially.
amazing.
Yeah, I think I might have to do that now when I get rich.
Yeah, you could do that, definitely. Can you guys turn your cameras back on? Or is it not
Oh.
letting you?
Oh yeah, it's the
Okay.
4-hour limit.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go. Okay.
There's another technical difficulties each episode.
We love technical difficulties on this show. So I'm going to skip over hobby tip of the week because we are running a little long. And we're going to go straight to this video here. And this video that we're playing right now, yeah, we got some mixed feelings about this. So here you go.
Look, I know I'm new here, but I really feel like I can turn this company around. We can start by having the staff stop trying to practically hump the customer as soon as they walk through the door, and we could stop the codex creep. But I think most importantly, we should lower the prices.
That's great. Thanks for the input there, Steve. Everyone give Steve a hand. Right, gentlemen. Here's an idea. We double the prices and half the amount of models. That way, each model is worth twice as much to the player, and everyone wins. Something else I wanted to talk about was a lack of diversity in our product line. I mean, sure, we have Space Marines, but why don't we have Space Marines? Hear me out. A Space Marine inside of a Space Marine. Oh, that reminds me. Gary, how's it coming down in the, Codex department?
Swimmingly, my lord. No. Give him 15 attacks on the charge and instant death.
It's so overpowered as it
Oh, and how is that cease and desist coming for those Flash Kids animation faggots?
Just great. We're having it expedited.
I mean, Don's a pretty nice guy, but I hear Tom listens to Rush. And you know how I feel about Rush.
My lord, a 14-year-old boy has been spotted using unofficial models at one of our hobby stores.
Mother of God. Mobilize the legal team immediately!
This is GW Legal Team 1, requesting permission to pick up.
Pick up granted, give him hell.
10-4.
So yeah, thoughts? I know I have some.
I have the perfect summary of this video. This video is pretty much beating the dead horse, like they were in that video. It's just like tiresome and unoriginal and not even funny.
That's exactly what it is. It's old. It's old stuff. There's no codex creep. You know, codexes are pretty balanced now. Matt Ward did something 2-3 years ago, and now he's just the butt of every codex joke. We all know Games Workshop's problems, and these people are just throwing stuff out there just to pander to the people that are like, oh, fuck Games Workshop, and just don't know the full details about everything. It's basically the people that still call Finecast Failcast. That is the video. That's the audience for this video. Seb.
I just feel awful because I just saw this video and I was one that shared it on the Dice Troop thing. I just saw it and I thought the fact that someone had bothered to make a video like this just was amusing in itself rather than necessarily the actual content of the video. And I thought it really kind of summarized a lot of the anger we've had a number of times in these episodes over things. But I think with the intro you've just given, and the conversation we had before the show and stuff, I'm coming around a lot to seeing that. Yeah,
it's populist is essentially what you're trying to say. They don't really think any of these things. They just know that if you say these sort of things, enough people go, "Mah, that's amazing."
Yeah, and people will start spreading the video around.
Now for helping just share it quite so much as I did.
No, there's nothing wrong with what you did, because I mean, people that follow Dice Troop are gonna like that video as well. You know, there's gonna be people that watch this that aren't gonna agree. People hate Games Workshop, plain and simple. It's just how you look at it. I mean, Savage made fun of me earlier, but like I always say, you know, don't like Games Workshop, but I still love 40k. You know, but yeah, it's just they're old jokes. They're old jokes. Like I said to Seb, like, how long did they take to publish this? Like 2 years ago, this would have been funny, but
yeah, maybe it came out like 2 years ago. But
yeah, there's really not much that I want to add to it. But if anyone else has anything to say,
no.
I thought I'd have more to say, but it's just, you know,
just makes you more angry every time you see it. I think
it's I don't know. I can't. There was something in the start of it I wanted to talk about, but I can't really remember it. Quite. I can't really remember it, but when they're like, they kind of made fun about halving the models and kind of doing that. That's bullshit. Come on, Games Workshop releases new models every month. You know, it's the way I look at it is I don't know these people, but they're probably people that used to play like 40k or used to play fantasy, and then, you know, feel like they got screwed over by Games Workshop, and now they just spend their time kind of just ripping Games Workshop, I guess. I mean, it's like I've looked at their other videos, and actually some of them are actually pretty damn good. Like, I like some of them. This one I don't like, but their other videos I think are hilarious, because it's making fun of some of the fluff behind things and stuff like that. Like, there is fun to be had, but, you know, stuff like this, no. You know, Savage, you lost for words there. I saw you go to say something, and then nothing.
I was just gonna say, like how you said, it's people that got screwed over from beforehand. It doesn't matter what hobby you're in, though. You're gonna get screwed over by whatever company.
Definitely, prices rise. You know, things change.
I play guitar, and there's like thousands more different guitars and different stuff, and you have like a favorite company, and then they'll release like some guitar that's just like ridiculously priced. Like, why would you do that? But yeah, no matter what hobby it is, you're gonna get fucked over by something in the end.
That's life.
You don't need to get sad about it. Yeah, well, you can't say that if you were in a position like the CEOs of freaking Games Workshop or whatever, that you would not jump at the opportunity to make more money at something.
Yeah,
like the freaking supplements and stuff like that. Like you said, it's a money grab, but they know it's going to sell.
It's just a matter of how you present it. I mean, the thing with the supplements is, yes, to make more money, but it's not like they're screwing you over with them, because you don't have to buy them if you don't want to. It's giving you the option to do more stuff. So it's kind of like a win-win, I guess. That's the way I see it, at least. It just depends, some of the things they do, like policy changes, screwing over local stores. Why is that not the stuff that they're talking about? Why are they not talking about that? The fact that they're making it so local stores can't order models fast enough, so customers just go online. It's that type of shit. The stuff that actually matters, that people should be talking about. Not stuff that happened 2 fucking years ago. I'm serious now. Like, the whole point about things like this is that you bring attention to the problems. If you're not bringing attention to the right problems, you're wasting everyone's time.
It's very true.
They're feeding off the attention that's already been brought to these problems.
It's exactly what Fox has said a couple times, is that you get those people that just, kind of they go over the same jokes over and over again, like, you know, about Abaddon and all those type of jokes, and yeah, and you just you're beating a dead horse kind of thing, and it's the same type of thing. But it's Games Workshop problems that are like old, 2 years or more old. Like 5th edition had problems with codexes being powered. That you would release a codex, the next one would be more powerful. It's not like that anymore. The Eldar Codex is in no way more powerful than the Tau, and the Tau is in no more way powerful than, you know, Dark Angels and Dark Angels Chaos. And in fact, I think the Chaos one is definitely one of the stronger ones with that Heldrake. Any words on this before we kind of end the show?
No, I think you've summarised the points really rather well there. If you're going to go to the effort of doing something, get it right and get it onto the things that matter and that are more serious.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So that's the show. Thanks everyone for watching. Seb, what have you got going on this week?
This week we have got, it'll be Lawkeepers Fantasy. I think we're doing introduction to Fantasy with Fox and Brett, hopefully. I think that's all. Yeah, pretty much all for the week. Might do another one of my last episode video blogs or something tomorrow. But yeah.
Okay, and Savage and I and Cheese will be doing Battle Bros tomorrow. We'll also be announcing our giveaway then. You looking forward to that, Mr. Savage?
What time is it?
It'll
be announced.
It'll be around. It won't be around this time. It'll be probably about. It'll be about the time of the hammer. Yeah.
Yeah.
But tomorrow.
Yeah.
Awesome scene. I look forward to that.
So yeah, that's that. Like we say always, Dice Troop is non-profit. We bring these videos to you for free on our own time, and we do them for fun. We hope you enjoy them too. If you enjoy them so much that you feel that you would like to donate, we do have a donate button on the Dice Troop blog, and yeah, so we thank everyone that's done that, and we thank everyone that will do that. So yeah, and I got people laughing at me right now. But, that's no one. Yeah, like I said, it's non-profit. No one makes money off the donations. We had some questions before. If people donate, it goes to things like XSplit, the program that we use to do basically the on-the-fly editing during our shows. That does have a subscription fee. I think live stream. We also have some payments and fees there. So donations will go to keeping that going. Otherwise, it comes
bought
at
Seb that sweet haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
So yeah. Also, quick announcement from Toxic Painting is that I am accepting trade-in credit on unbuilt or unpainted Space Marine vehicles. That will be. I haven't quite figured it out. What it'll be. Some sort of percentage of how much the model costs from Games Workshop, and that'll be painting credit, so you can't get models through me, but you can get stuff painted. I'm also accepting poorly painted or just painted armies. I say poorly painted because what I'm looking for is armies that you feel that you're not going to really be able to sell anywhere else. I'm not going to give you the best prices because obviously, well, if you can't sell them anywhere else, they're probably pretty bad. Maybe they're your first army, you know, maybe you got them cheap from a friend, I don't know. But if you wanted to give them to me, I'll give you some sort of painting credit. Maybe you can get an HQ done, a tank, couple tanks, a unit, depending on what you trade in. But that's that. So yeah. So thanks for watching, everyone. I've been Toxic, and with me has been 77, and we'll catch you later.
Tell it bye.
Ain't nothing like see on my dick. Or to the motherfucking DJs.